some little wicked boy walking around with guns because them scam money and extort money and buy guns and shoot down innocent, weak people. I'm going to have to be their defense along with the extended police force. These people were made and introduced. This organization was made and introduced to repel them.
Yes.
So the action you're going to use is not the action of the church. You know, I go they go fling Bible after man. That can't stop man from committing crime. You have to go confront them, man, physically and make them know you know mean business.
The last time you was on the program, you talk about you know personally in a Montego Bay where you have high-ranking police and politicians were involved.
And businessmen and
store
owners.
You still are hold fast to that reasoning?
So the first thing I'm going to do a massive transfer, reversion, demotion, placement, setting the people right, moving out the corrupt people and put some clean people there. And then we start to do the job, my dear sir. I went down there and recommended to the commissioner that the majority, that the large percentage of corruption I saw where the policemen in Montego Bay and women were involved, and recommended transfer, my dear sir, and replacement, and have some of them investigated and charged. Nothing had happened with the exception a few transfers they make. And Mr. Baruka, in less than 2-3 months, politicians, corrupt means and practices were used to transfer back the same criminal them a Montego Bay, the same corrupt policemen them a Montego Bay. And that is what has led to the downfall. That is a part of what has led to the downfall of Montego Bay.
May I ask you now, you ever set up a list and carry it to the Ministry of Security to say these police is corrupt police, we need to investigate them and weed them out?
Yes, it was brought to the attention of the hierarchy. And as I repeat, they were transferred, a few of them, not plenty. Maybe those who they didn't like. And they transferred them, and before daylight, speaking figuratively, all of them were transferred back to Montego Bay to continue the corruption.
You think, all right, can you say now that them policemen they still there?
No, man, some transfer, but guess what happened? The danger now is because of that kind of situation that was in existence. So the young policeman come and broke him into that.
Okay.
Many of them go down there to do a good job, you know.
Yes.
But when they go down, the force is against them, so them just turn into it too.
Que pasa, sa pase, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. The voice that you heard is of former top cop Reneto-Adams. I am sure you've heard about him. He did an interview with Muta Baruka, and he was talking about the choppers, the scammers, and their affiliation with Popo in a Montego Bay, in a Jamaica, politician, businessmen, store owners. All of them are intertwined. They support each other. So therefore, that is why Jamaica cannot be any sorts of better, because corrupted Popo force that is supposed to search and destroy, get rid of corruption, get rid of scammers, get rid of all sorts of criminal elements. They are taking bribe. They have the backative of the politicians and also the businessmen. So this video is to compare and contrast what a custos of Manchester, his name is Mr. Garfield Green, had to say as it pertains to Popo. He tried to paint a picture of the Popo so perfect like Picasso, as if there's no sorts of fault in the Popo force. Take a listen, take a look to exactly what he has to say, and then I'll compare and contrast what Mr. Reneto-Adams has to say and what Mr. Green has to say, and then I'll give my piece. Listen to Mr. Green.
I do not think the police are corrupt, and I refuse to accept such a notion. There are just under 3 million citizens in this country, and a survey sample of approximately 1,000 cannot be a good representation of the people. Between November last year and this month, over 100 constables were promoted to corporals. Part of their promotion is integrity background checks, and these are the men and women who represent the JCF. Reports are also showing that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is operating at a level we never experienced decades ago, and they are bringing more cases before the courts at which they are successful. A corrupt police force would not be reaping the successes that the JCF is reaping today. Nor would they arrest their squaddies for committing crimes, and they would not respond in the way they do to calls from the public for help.
Now, people, like I said, this is called compare and contrast. What Mr. Adams has to say versus what the Custos of Manchester, Mr. Green, had to say. First thing first, Mr. Adams is an officer with teeth that put all sorts of fear in a criminal elements in a Jamaica for a couple of decades. Most Jamaicans were hoping that he would have been the new commissioner of Popo, but like them say, whenever you talk the truth, you get a backlash, especially when you're dealing with a corrupted government, a corrupted Popo force. These people want to hustle, these people are licky, so therefore anybody is going to call them out is going to get a backlash. They are going to be blacklisted. Give credit where credit is due. The interview was done on Mota Baruka's show. Don't know how long or how old it is. However, the message is still the same. In this interview, he is saying that what is going on in Jamaica right now is that these scammers, them are use the chopping money and them are buy all sorts of tool. And then they are using this tool to cause mayhem and catastrophe all over the place. The Popo, that is their job to stop it. However, it seems as if the Popo has no sorts of bite. Pretty much them have rubber tooths. What is even worse is that the police, politicians, businessmen, they are involved with the scamming. They are beneficiaries. So therefore, it is closely knit. It is closely intertwined with the scammer. So therefore, the problems won't start because the businessmen are get the scammer money, the Popo are bribe the scammer, and the politicians are also a part of the scheme of conspiracy. He said that he went and he spoke to the hierarchy of the Popo and he said, there's a whole bunch of corruption. It is not minimal. Most of your Popo, they are involved. I would recommend that you transfer or even kick out some people out of the force. Some people were transferred, but before morning turned to night, them come right back. They were back in a 2 and 2, as in commercial time. So pretty much they were back in no time, none at all, doing the same old ish. And what is even worse, he is saying that it is not that some of these Popo come in at the force and don't have good intention. However, the good ones that come in the force, them will get broke out, is either them go with the program or they're not going to get any sorts of promotion. They are going to get blacklisted. So people, that is Mr. Adams' view as it pertains to corruption, mostly about the Popo, however, include politicians, businessmen, store owners in most part of Jamaica, specifically Montego Bay. So people, like I said, this is compare and contrast. You heard from Mr. Reneto-Adams. This is what, and then you heard what Mr. Garfield Green, the Custos of Manchester, had to say. He was pretty much defending the Popo force at all costs. He said that he did not believe that they are corrupt. Now people, I don't know what type of rock this man has been living under. However, if him says some of them but not all is corrupt, I would agree. However, it seems as if majority and people like them say, one bad apple always spoils the whole DAMN bunch. So this man had the audacity, it seems as if he is fully done, to say that because the survey that was done by this reputable company. Now people, what a survey is a sample size. So therefore you ask 1,000 or 10,000 people out of the majority or the population. 3 million people in Jamaica or so. So this man is saying that you cannot use 1,000 people to come to any sort of conclusion. He said that 100 constables were promoted to corporal, so therefore that means that they are not corrupt, because you have to do some sorts of due diligence, you have to vet them, you have to do some sorts of background check. So that is what he used to analyze and assess if there's corruption in the force. He then tried to substantiate his claims by saying that because the JCF is making arrests and they are getting conviction, that means that there is no sorts of corruption. People, I don't know how he came to his conclusion. However, that is not scientific. It is an opinion. What an opinion is, everybody has one. Opinion is like an ASSHOLE. Everybody have one. However, everybody does not have any sorts of common sense. So because there are arrests, because there are conviction, that means that nobody is corrupt. So based on this man's assessment of the situation or corruption in the JCF, me have to wonder which school this man attended. But if I was a guessing man, I would say that it seems as if he was in the special ed class of Jamal. He is fully dunce. And there's a saying that appropriately applies to this man. It goes something like this: it is better to be thought of as being a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubts. Without a shadow of a doubt, this man is a JACKASS. Sorry. That means him nah no sense, him nah no head. He must be living under some sorts of rock, or he is in full denial. He lives in the state of denial, and that is not America. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, so there's a list that is circulating over social media, and it lists the top 15 bloggers, Jamaican news bloggers, from 1 through 15. However, this is based on the amount of subscribers you have. I guess the most subscribers down to the least top 15 subscriber. So people are call me and I text me and I send me the list and I say congratulations. Here's my views about lists and title. I do not really pay them much credence. Me just put in work, do the work, and the good work will pay for itself. As a matter of fact, I don't believe subscription really tells you who is top or who is bottom on the list. I usually like to go by the ears test and not so much the hype test. So therefore I want to hear the content or the context of somebody's blog. What type of sense they make, what type of nonsense they make, who is hype, who is credible. Most important, it is credible. When it comes to Jamaican, and I know my people very well from corporate world and from the streets, they are very vulnerable, they are gullible. They are like cult followers, we call them sheep. So therefore them like buy into hype. And I say this to say that a lot of fake stuff is out there in a real world, in a blogging, in a the news, in a Jamaican blogging. So therefore, if majority of the people are fake and somebody come and sells them, a scammer comes and sell them a sham, they are going to believe in it, because like me say, when you lack self-confidence, you will buy into anything. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for everything. So therefore, that is my views as it pertains to that. You have people that are actually on the list that put in the work, and yes, they are credible. They know themselves. We have a mutual respect. We might not be friends, We don't contact each other, but we've had communication other than talking or texting. Respect is due. Respect is always due. You have some people, them come and them put in the work, and then you have some people, them come and them try to bring down others by spreading all sorts of rumor, all sorts of propaganda. It is called divide and conquer. It is called paint myself as Jesus or God and paint that person as the devil without facts, and then I create some sorts of hate for that person in the sphere, upon the blogging sphere that is. So therefore people start to look at me as a good guy and that person as the bad guy. However, people like me say, good work and credibility speaks for itself. Nobody can explain credibility. People can say a whole lot of things. People can create all sorts of rumor and propaganda. If you're vulnerable and gullible, and if you yourself is a hater, then you'll be a part of that hate group. Everybody and everybody know who they are. We have a lot of people that say a whole bunch of things, but they cannot back it up. So I say this to say that if somebody comes on YouTube with a smear campaign to defame your name, brand, and character, and then you have a whole bunch of persons who are indecisive, call them sheep. They believe just about anything that people tell them, especially when they put their faith in this fake individual. It is only the people that can see above the fine print or read the fine print that would know better. However, at the end of the day, this is what I believe. You cannot break or destroy what you did not build. At the end of the day, truth always comes to light. At the end of the day, there's a thing that is called karma. So therefore, be very careful what you wish for a next person. Whenever you dig one grave, always dig two. One for your enemy, one for you. Sooner or later, the fake will be revealed. Sooner or later, the truth or the real will always stand. Here's the thing as it pertains to me. Yes, I've had a whole bunch of conflict with a whole bunch of people. And do you know why? That is because people do not give credit where credit is due. People will steal your material, and people, anything that happens in the news is for everybody to talk about. However, there's a thing that is called plagiarism, and if you have zero respect, you will do it and you don't see anything wrong with that because you have no morals, you have no ethics, you have no sorts of decency. So therefore, if me put out something and me talk about it because somebody plagiarized me and I stand up for my right, if you don't have any sorts of dignity, if you don't have any sorts of morals, then you're going to believe what that person says. So I say this to say that you have people, them come and them dep on a campaign, a bring down campaign, and them spread rumor. You see people go up on them live for 3 hours and them talk about you. But people, look at what is going on now. There's a saying that goes something like this. The cream always rises to the top. You can spread a rumor for 1 billion years. However, on that 1,000,001 year, the truth is going to come to light. Sometimes the truth takes a longer time to come to light, depending on how foolish these people are. Like I said, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. So anybody can tell you anything, you're just going to jump along with it. Especially if that person has the same sorts of bad mindset, same sorts of evilous mindset, then you and them share the same sorts of agenda. So therefore, they are speaking your type of language. My language is the truth and credibility. So therefore, me not really watch any sorts of lists. As a matter of fact, and I will say this, bring up any sorts of topic and I am willing to put any amount of money against any sorts of blogger. I will BLOW anybody out of the box on any sorts of topic. They name it, put up the cash, and we go from there. Then we can tell who is who, which part is where. Nothing else to say. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.